None of the readings made sense to the Swarm Commander. He had assumed the chemical attack was an act of desperation of the humans, deciding to gas their own planet instead of falling before the endless tide of mindless drones that made up the ground forces of the Hive. It wasn't the first time a planet had sacrificed its population, choosing to go out on their own terms, and honestly it was a decision the Swarm Command respected. The loss of hundreds of thousands of drone warriors was well within the acceptable margin for an invasion of this scale, but something was off. The screen covering the war room's wall showed total loss, the vitals monitor in every single drone red with the word deceased across the top, but just underneath the pattern from their heartbeat kept spiking with each beat. How was it possible? The video feeds monitoring the planet showed the humans unharmed walking through piles of drone corpses that had dropped motionless the moment the gas hit the atmosphere without causing any change in the vital monitor's readouts. Not a single drone had even been injured, according to the computer, but he watched the humans begin piling up his soldiers' corpses as if they were cleaning the streets of litter. None of this made sense. 500,000 drone warriors killed in an instant, but somehow still alive? The Swarm Commander ordered his fleet to break low Earth orbit and retreat out of the range of Earth's planetary defenses, and just watched, hoping to make sense of what he was seeing. When the humans began burning the piles of corpses, their vital monitors reacted appropriately, indicating a dangerous rise in body temperature, organ failure, exoskeleton failure, and finally complete organic destruction. The drones were grown specifically for combat without the nerve endings to feel pain, making them able to fight and kill as long as their bodies would allow, but it still made the Swarm Command uneasy, watching his army slowly burn, while appearing both alive and dead, and after an hour he ordered a full retreat back into deep space. The Queen Mother must be told. You see, it was actually kind of easy once we got our hands on one of their corpses. We have a pest on our planet called ants, and the Hive drones are basically just overgrown ants. Here, watch. A room full of the Federation's top military brass and scientists watched the human drip a clear liquid from a dropper onto one of the tiny insects in the glass tank on the table. Hive drones are grown to be mindless killing machines without much higher brain function than what is necessary to kill everything in sight. The way they recognize their own kind is the same as these ants here. When they are alive, they communicate through the release of different pheromones, but when they die... Inside the tank, the insect has stopped moving, while the others swarmed around it investigating with their antennae, before simply lifting the individual insect and depositing it in the corner of the tank in a small pile of corpses. They release a different pheromone, letting the swarm know to dispose of the corpse. This form of communication is ingrained in their biology at such a deep level that even if a perfectly healthy ant smells like a corpse, even that ant will think it has died. With another dropper, the human coated the same insect with another clear liquid, and it immediately left the pile of corpses and rejoined the others as if nothing had happened. That, my friends, is how we stopped the Hive advancing. It was when we discovered even the highly intelligent bugs at the top reacted the same way that we won the war.